All right, I'm gonna do a little demonstration here on how the camera can change the depth of field in a picture. To change our depth of field, we're gonna be dealing with three major things. The first of which is the aperture that we use when we take a picture. This is the scene that I'm gonna be photographing. And if we change our aperture, which I'm in manual mode right now, I'm gonna hit this little plus minus button. So that makes it so that my dial is going to be over on the aperture number. I'm going to go with the lowest number possible. Then I'm going to change my other settings to compensate. So change my ISO down. That looks pretty good right there. Okay, and then I zoom in. So that's the second thing I can do to change the depth of field. So I've zoomed the camera in, and then the last thing I can do is change how close I am to something to get a different depth of field. Let me just make the picture a little bit brighter with our shutter speed here. Press down halfway, take the picture. And what you'll end up seeing in here is the background behind that tree that I focused on is slightly blurred. I can exaggerate the effects of a short depth of field by zooming in even further. So the more you zoom in, the more you can blur the background. If I zoom in all the way and I take a picture, you'll see the background in this image. Just got to make sure that this is showing okay in the screen of the camera that's filming here. Okay, that's going to exaggerate the depth of field as even shorter. So you can see that blurred background right on the side here behind the tree. Okay, if I really want to do a macro picture to create a short depth of field, that requires us to get up really close. Okay, so I'm getting up as close as I can to this tree bark. There we go. And again, I'm going to go for the low aperture number. And I'm going to change my other settings to get this to work well. So low ISO. And then I'm going to change my focus mode. So focus mode right here, I can switch from normal to macro. Right, and what that's going to allow me to do is to get within inches of something and take a picture. I'm going to get in even closer here. Right, and what that'll do is create a really short depth of field, especially after my focusing point. So I focused right here on the tree bark, so it's really blurred out in the background there. Okay, so again, the three things that you can do to affect your depth of field in a picture to make it shorter is to zoom in, to go with a low aperture number, okay, and to get close. Okay, those are the three things that can affect to make a short depth of field. If you want to make a long depth of field, don't zoom in, okay, so keep it wide. Change your aperture to be the highest number possible, okay, and then adjust for light. So I'm going to make the picture a little bit brighter here by going slightly slower on my shutter speed and increase the ISO just a little bit. So still pretty low ISO, ISO 100. Get a focus, take the picture. Okay, and this is going to be a real nice long depth of field, okay, where everything in the scene is in clear focus. Okay, so that's depth of field and changing the depth of field with the camera here.